Hey, welcome to Half the Battle. Say, are you tired of hearing about the election on television, on the internet, and newspapers all the damn time? Well, tough cookies, 'cause this is an election episode. Now, normally, I don't have two cartoon reviews in a row, but since my show happens to go out on the same day as the American presidential election, I couldn't resist. Since this is going out before the results are known, I think I'd better hedge my bets. Wow! 4 more years for President Obama. I'm excited! Wow, who would have thought it? A brand new president, Mitt Romney. I'm excited! Wow, unbelievable! For the first time ever, a write-in candidate beat both front-runners. I'm sure Mr. Big Bird will do well in office. I'm excited! Today we'll be looking at Cobra's candidate. We start off with some young street thugs threatening those that support Robert Harper, who is running for mayor of... I don't have a damn clue. Seriously, the city is never named. They also disrupt Harper's political rallies. What is the best way to deal with inner street gangs?
The street gangs are running wild. The police can't control the situation, so the president's asked me to send in a unit of Joes.
Really? We're sending in an elite strike force to deal with what appear to be a handful of kids armed with tomatoes? Isn't that a bit much? That would be like our new president sending in SEAL Team 6 to cite Oscar the Grouch for littering. Okay, to be fair, they do say that it's only a handful of Joes, and since they're dealing with kids, they'll pull their punches. The Joes scare off the gang easily enough and are in hot pursuit, though the kids manage to vanish very easily. That is because our elite military unit has never learned the tactical search strategy of looking up, so it's down to an animal again to save the day. Things take a turn for the intriguing though, as it appears the street gang is backed up by the Dreadnoks. They immediately attack the G.I. Joe team. Snake Eyes, the Ninja Master, everybody! This begins an unfortunate chain of events that include a bird again for some reason that leads to such a big crash, even the camera shakes. The Dreadnoks tell the kids to go down and see if there's anybody left in that pile of debris that can be taken prisoner. Scarlet and Lady J manage to escape, because apparently they're more acrobatic than the freaking Ninja Master.
We'll pay for the window, mister. Honest.
I'm sure there's a porn out there somewhere that starts like that. By the time they get downstairs, they find their friends are missing. They head back to Harper and take him to his advisors. You know, instead of calling for backup, or even letting the rest of the Joes know they have members MIA. Speaking of which, they've been taken into the subway system, where the Dreadnoks complain that they had to reveal themselves.
You was paid to do a job and your bollocks did up good, you did.
Wait, what?
And your bollocks did up good, you did.
Oh, this is awesome! And I'm sure my British viewers just perked up. For those of you who don't know, bollocks is actually a profanity in the United Kingdom and some related countries. In case you're wondering, it means testicles. You're not allowed to say it on TV, well, not during the day anyway, and certainly not in a children's cartoon. And you're not really supposed to use it on American TV either. So sometimes people working on shows try to slyly get these British terms in. In fact, it's been said that Col Meany, who played Chief O'Brien on Star Trek, was quite proud of sneaking the term past the censors in an episode of Deep Space Nine.
Bollocks!
And G.I. Joe pulled it off too. I'm so proud. Moving on. It turns out that Harper's advisors are Tomax and Zaymot. But that means Harper is working for Cobra! Oh my god, what a twist. I totally did not see that coming. Yes, by using the street gang, who think Cobra really does want Harper to lose, they have garnered so much sympathy for him that he's a shoo-in. You know, maybe if Obama and Romney had paid people to throw rotten fruit at them, they wouldn't have lost a Big Bird. Nope, I wasn't done milking that joke. Scarlet doesn't trust the situation though, so they do the most logical thing. Climbing the damn building! Now, this is a huge skyscraper, but they just happen to climb to the window of the twins' office. How convenient! The girls are spotted, and so begins the weirdest and most awesome scene we've seen so far, not including the bollocks. You see, the twins decide the best way to stop them is by leaping off the building and getting to their ropes. Now, this was way ahead of its time, decades before the Bourne Identity and Casino Royale made this parkour-style action fashionable. Tomax and Seamat are foiled though, because, well, for one thing, Scarlet is still a better ninja than Snake Eyes, and they have this weird thing where if you hit one of them, the other feels pain. Yeah, I'll get into that when I eventually review their characters.
Say much! They hit say much! Oh!
Back in the subway, that has a prison cell in it for some reason, Storm Shadow arrives with orders.
Oh, come on, mate. Cobra Commander knows I can't read.
Damn it!
Cobra Commander knows I can't read.
Okay, this is really stupid. You wanna know why? That's Buzzer. Let's look at his file card, shall we? Buzzer was a Cambridge sociology don who went to Australia to research the biker gang phenomenon. That's right, this guy was a professor at the University of Cambridge. A professor! At Cambridge! But apparently...
Cobra Commander knows I can't read.
I guess that for the really advanced classes, like reading and writing, you need to go to Oxford or something. You know what's worse? That's Torch sitting right next to him, who actually is illiterate according to his file card. So either the writers didn't read the file cards and just wanted to make a dreadnoks are dumb joke, or they did read the cards but got the characters mixed up. I know I'm nitpicking here, but Buzzer being a former college professor turned terrorist is actually a very interesting story that I wish got explored more. Anyway, they are informed that the final election rally will involve things blowing the hell up, and they'd better not fail. And to ensure absolutely nothing goes wrong, every important character leaves, so the Joes are guarded by just a few no-name Crimson Guards. Yeah, that's gonna end well, isn't it? Back on the crime-filled streets of the city, well, I'm assuming breakdancing is a crime, Scarlet and Lady J try to find the gang leader. They find a 10-year-old kid who happens to be the brother of Pilar, the leader of the gang that's been causing all the trouble. He'll agree to take them to her, but only if they pay him, and he holds on to their weapons when the meeting takes place. So yes, they hand the kid their weapons. They give their weapons, that include stuff like exploding arrows, mind you, to a 10-year-old kid. Ladies, what the hell is wrong with you? They find Pilar, who at least is smart enough to take the deadly high-tech crossbow away from her kid brother, and they try to convince her that Cobra is playing them. She doesn't buy it, and the Joes are soon defense grenaded. I was hoping I'd get to use that word. Before they get captured or killed, some backup finally decides to show up. With an attack helicopter. Isn't this how the Running Man started?
Take us up! We've still got 3 Joes, a bird, and a wolf among the missing.
Hey, nice of you to remember them finally. Speaking of which, back in the subway, things go about as you'd expect them to go when you leave faceless minions in charge of anything more important than a review show, and the captured Joes are freed. Since G.I. Joe thinks the Geneva Convention is a place where comic book nerds hang out, they threaten one of the Crimson Guard till he spills the beans on Cobra's plan for the rally. Cobra plans to blow up an entire wharf. You know, they said earlier that Harper was already well in the lead, but to Cobra, Overkill is simply the name of one of their agents. At the rally, the annoying kid brother shows up and wants to join the gang. He gets ridiculed by the gang members and actually acts like a real little kid by crying and running away.
Stop laughing, you goons!
Goons? I don't see any neckbeards. The Joes show up, and it's refreshing. They make a joke that I actually find quite funny.
Looks like Harper needs our help again.
Yo, Joe.
The little kid, unfortunately, has run straight into a building with explosives set to go off any second. Oh, come on! He was right next to the damn bomb! How exactly did he survive that? Oh, kid show. Right. Pilar wants to go and save her brother, but the Dreadnoughts stop her, for some reason. Yeah, like last week, a recurring mistake we see with Cobra is they piss off their own subordinates. So, guess what happens?
Scarlet's going in after Pilar!
Pick on a lady your own size, dreadhead.
Don't fret, mate. We can take her. Can't we, mates? Can't we?
You tried to stop Pilar from saving her little brother.
We don't want to be your flunkies anymore, man.
Nice going, dumbass. But will Scarlet be able to rescue the kid in time? Well, of course she does. It's a G.I. Joe cartoon. Nobody dies. Ever. Oh, shut up. The jig appears to be up, so Harper makes a run for it towards his Cobra friends. They react with the warm embrace I've come to expect from Cobra's human resources policies. Well, on election day, Harper manages to get 2 whole votes. And from who? Well, Tomax and Zaymot, of course. Wait, are they still in the same building from earlier? I mean, granted, we never see an external shot, but it looks the same. The Joes saw them in that building. They tried to kill 2 Joes on the side of that building. It should be crawling with FBI, ATF, G.I. Joe, CIA, FEMA, Mensa. Okay, whatever. So, that was Cobra's candidate. Was it any good? Well, since we've seen animals controlled by audio rays and freaking ghosts so far, it's refreshing to see a more realistic plot. One thing that bothered me was Harper being voiced by Michael Bell, who also voices Duke, and it was really too noticeable, even if Duke wasn't in this episode. While the premise of the episode is an interesting one, trying to get somebody elected by pretending you hate them, the idea that the president would send in an elite military unit to deal with what he believed was an ordinary street gang is ludicrous. They could have made the gang a little more threatening than just being fruit throwers. Like, maybe give them some advanced technology from Cobra. Or maybe notice that they're able to appear and disappear at will using the subway. Then the government actually has a reason to get suspicious, and they send in the G.I. Joe team. Well, that's it for this week. See you later, everybody. So he's the president now. Well, that's it. The Muppets are taking over. There's no stopping them. And I, for one, welcome our new Muppet overlords. And I remind them that, as a trusted internet personality, I can direct my fans, both of them, to follow our new glorious Muppet president, Big Bird.